Going live. Okay, we are live. All right, everyone. Cool. So this is going to be a fun one. I thought I'd do a Q&A with my recent trip to Scam Nation. People seem to always have a lot of questions about Brian and Modern Rogue headquarters and what's he really like and that kind of stuff. What's the experience like? So I thought today I would answer your questions about my recent trip. Woo! Yeah. What's up, guys? You can see I didn't have time to change into my Magic Minute attire. I just came straight off a gig, so you're getting me in my other work clothes. So this is not a sponsored post, but Arby's, the choice of a new generation. I'm very thirsty. When you talk for a living, it gets very, very easy to completely dry your mouth out. Yeah. This is my connection's unstable. You're unstable. All right, stupid YouTube. Keep getting a connection unstable errors. I think it's just because I had some stuff around my computer is blocking the Wi-Fi signal. So Justin says, I got your first question. How was your gig? I was at a city called Fort Worth, an hour, and golly, I'm just having my connection. I don't know what's going on, y'all. If this cuts out, I will come back, okay? I'm having some Wi-Fi issues for some reason, and if my video cuts out, hang tight because I will come back, okay? So don't go anywhere. I plan to be on here for about an hour and a half tonight. The gig was good. The gig was at a city called Fort Worth. It was at a place called Thompson's Bookstore, which is a bar, and it has this cool secret underground bar underneath it that is kind of like a speakeasy. And the way you get in is you find this secret bookcase, and you have, it sounds like I'm making this up. I'm not making this up. So you have to find a dragonfly. And when you find the dragonfly on the bookshelf, the whole, it's a bookstore, that's a bar. And so when you find the dragonfly on the shelf, you have to utter the secret password, and then the door unlocks, and the bookshelf door just kind of and opens, and then you're let down into a secret passageway where there's a second bar. It was really cool. Yeah, it's in Fort Worth. It's 900 Houston Street. So if you're in town, you should check it out. Well, hey, guess what? The TAOM 2020 that I'm going to get this year is in Fort Worth. So if you guys come out and check me out, we can also go check out Thompson's Bookstore. So there's a thing for you. It's very cool. So yeah, today's stream is all about what's it like being on Scam Nation, or any questions you have about my recent trip. That could be the video, it could be about the trick, what tricks I taught. I'm going to be happy comments on Scam Nation and let people know that I was going to be doing this tonight, and some people had asked some questions about it. So hopefully we'll get some friends joining us, and we'll get to hang out and be friends. I'm getting some comments here. Adjusting, I know how I want to modify my house. Yeah, it's a dream for me too. I always have this dream about having having a house with spires on it and a secret bookcase that leads up to a book that opens up, and then there's a spiral staircase going up and then one going down, and then I've got kind of that heaven hell kind of dichotomy there, and the higher one is the one for relaxing and everything, and then the lower into the dungeon is where I keep all of my secret Batman-y things. I've thought about this too much. Done. Hey, big crowd. Well, yeah, for just popping on. The thing is, these live streams seem to be pretty popular. People keep, like Pavlovian dogs. No, you guys just pop out every single time, and I'm just amazed whenever I get questions about, hey, are you doing your live stream? Hey, people remember, and that makes me feel really good. I feel like I matter to you guys. So thank you for being here. We should be growing our crowd even more as the a year go on. I'm working very hard on trying to build the Magic Minute step at a time, but trying to build it into, I don't want to call it an empire, but build it into something that everybody's going to get value from, and hopefully make the world a little bit better than I found it. We have some other questions and comments. Let me go ahead and read these. Yeah, Roth says, right? I want a secret bookshelf. Who doesn't want a secret bookshelf? That sounds awesome. Don says, love self-working card trick. Boy, howdy, let me tell you that that secret to a perfect royal flush is you can't get much more self-working than that. As long as you have that set up and it's extremely simple, you can do that trick. It's really impressive. It looks like some serious sleight of hand is going on. But you're going to play around with the idea of shifting who gets that card. Because like if you were actually playing cards with someone or with a group of like 5 people, you would not deal the good cards to yourself. I dealt, that's way too freaking obvious. What you need is a secret accomplice nobody knows you have a connection to, and you need to deal him the good cards and make the good cards just a little bit better than what everybody else is getting, and then also let them lose sometimes. And then you just split the payout at the end. That's what you should do, but you know, whatever. See, Justin says, your connection plus my connection equals sad face. Yes, sad face. Hopefully I can get, this is the best internet I got in the house right now, the best spot for me. And I can't really, now I'm kind of stuck. Hopefully you guys are coming through, I'm coming through okay to you. In fact, if you would, right now, if you're hearing my words, hearing my voice, if you are hearing me and I'm coming through video-wise okay, would you hit Y on your keyboards and send me a Y? And if I'm not, send me an N. And that way I know if you guys are all having problems or if it's just me on my end. But it's nothing too difficult I can deal with here, at least not yet. But tell me if you're coming in okay. If you're coming in okay, if I'm coming in okay for Y, and if I'm not, hit N for yes and no. I just came up with that. Quite clever. Video's a bit choppy. Okay, Y, it's mostly okay. All right, Corey, thank you for answering. Don, thank you. Thank you guys. I'm trying to go through your comments because you guys are, man, I get through your comments because you guys are, man, I wish it's so choppy. It's, yeah. Well, is it completely difficult to see and hear me, or is it tolerable? If it's not tolerable, I'll come back or try to see if I can fix that. Of course, I'm limited. I'm studio. I can't just flip another thing. But if it's tolerable, then we'll just continue onwards. If you guys are, if you guys want to keep, okay, it's tolerable. Okay. Thank you, Roth. All right, I'm gonna go back through these comments. You guys have already said some things, and I gotta kind of catch up and see what's on your minds. So let's see. Don says, or a spot under the stairs. This is probably back to the secret magic cubbyhole thing. It's very Harry Potter, Don. Very Harry Potter. Cover the stairs. Justin says, I know, right? The best to find are the simplest to perform. Yeah, because you don't want, and Justin's hit the nail on the head. You either need to do magic that is simple and easy to do, or you need to make difficult magic simple and easy to do for yourself. And the primary reason for that is because you want to be thinking about the moves. You don't want to be thinking about the moves. You don't want to be thinking about what you're going to say next. It needs to flow forth automatically. You hear getting in the zone, right? The zone, everything was just clicking and working and everything. You know, I experience that on the regular when I'm performing. It's a real thing. And I get into this space where it just flows out from me, and it feels like my hands are really creating magic as I'm just enjoying this time with people. And that's because I've spent so much time putting all, and so I don't have to think about it. My hands can do stuff all by themselves automatically, and I don't have to think about it. I have to think about, okay, well, now I'm supposed to put that top card third from the top, and then I'm supposed to do a shuffle. I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm just looking at my audience in their eyes and talking and being present with them in the moment. If your magic is forcing you to look down at your hands or to go or pause, you need to practice it more. That's whenever they talk about practice being perfect, practice until you're perfect. It's not just about doing it so you don't reveal the trick, but it's more, in my opinion, about being entertaining with it. And if because if you're not entertaining, what the heck is anybody watching you for, and why are you doing it? So that's there's my soapbox moment for today. Good. How about you? I'm kind of just trying to catch up on your comments, y'all. Looks like tolerable. Keep going. Same here. If not, I'll live with it. Yes, but who is Spot? That's a terrible, terrible joke, Don. Terrible joke, but I like it. Burns says, "Hello, senpai." Hello. Wow, I haven't been called that before. That's the first time for that. See, Burn Guru says, "I'm worried because my stuff I bought from Penguin Magic hasn't arrived yet. It's been a month. Hope it ain't stuck at the border." Yeah, I mean, maybe it is. I know that Penguin itself is a reputable company. I've bought many thousands of dollars worth of magic product and videos from Penguin over the years, and I've always been pleased with my service. Although, of course, I'm here in the United States, and shipping is a little bit easier, state to state. I actually remember Penguin Magic. They're based in Rancho Cordova now, but they used to be based in Troy, Michigan. And for anybody who's been watching this channel long enough, I am actually from Michigan. And Troy was where my dad worked for Kmart for a number of years. And so I saw, you guys probably all know, if you've ever watched America's Got Talent, Oz Perlman. Oz was a local guy. I think one of the first lectures I ever went to was a Jay Sankey lecture at Garden City Magic Shop. And it was like 2001, I want to say. And Oz Perlman was sitting in the group with me. I got to meet him and talk to him with a little bit. I knew who he was from his Penguin Magic videos, but he was just some guy. He was some, skinny 20-year-old guy. I was getting to with Jay Sankey. And then I never thought I would see him on America's Got Talent. I always knew he was a talented guy, but I never thought I would saw him in the public face like that, which was really cool to see. I remember thinking his Oz, and he corrected me and told me, no, it's Oz. It's I can't remember what nationality that was, or what that pronunciation was that he told me that he was from. But we have how long does it take to shoot the video on Scam Nation? Don, thank you. Corey and Don both asked me that. How long does it take to film an episode of Scam Nation? Not much longer than the video you see. I mean, there are the parts that really slow down the filming or the production of it are the parts where we have to get the B-roll. So you guys, if you're not into videography or anything, and you need, I'll go through that and I'll explain. So if you watch a video and you have the two characters talking, but then they zoom in on your hands, like if you're watching the Secrets to a Perfect Royal Flush, there are moments where the camera cuts in to my hand doing that terrible bottom deal, and that's called B-roll. Anything that's secondary to the main story or action is B-roll, and it's usually used to set a scene or to provide more information to the viewer. And it's so invisible, and we're so used to seeing it now that it's almost its own kind of illusion. You forget that the camera cut away and then came back to the two people talking. You just accept it as natural. But that B-roll, those pieces are some of the hardest things to do because they're clunky, and if you have continuity errors, that makes it very difficult to make sure you're getting footage that all lines up, the B-roll matching up with the main shot, or A-roll. So a roll with an R, not with an H. So that's probably the clunkiest, most chunky part of the thing. But really, it's filmed in real time, and then there is not much that gets cut, honestly, unless there's you guys, somebody eagle-eyed on Scam Nation in the comments for the Perfect Royal Flush video noticed that Brian's cards fell off the table during part of the cut, and they did. And in the final cut, it was difficult to notice, but somebody did, and I was very impressed that they noticed that. So that kind of stuff's cut out. You might just goof or whatever, but most of the time you're just doing it in real time, because you can really fake a reaction to things. I mean, sometimes it can, but it really needs to be honest and raw, and so almost real time. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up all on your comments here. I'm just reading here, so I'm hearing you. I'm not disengaging. Let's see here. Justin asks, when you are ready to answer some random unrelated questions, let me know. I may just wait and put it on Facebook. I don't know what your full schedule is for this. Yeah, well, I probably will be bouncing into more other topics and taking just random questions, but I want to make sure that I was also being a gracious host to any new viewers of the channel. I let everybody know. I want to make sure that I can talk about stuff that will help bring people in and go, hey, that's a thing I know about, or I can engage in conversation. So just trying to be a good host. And of course, we'll break into questions about anything you want. I do want to make sure that I am staying in that direction, at least for now. So we are just being as welcoming as possible. Don asks, when are you going to be on AGT? Well, so thank you, Don, for asking. I tried out. I tried out for AGT a number of years ago, and I got on the web show that they did, but I did not get much further than that. I talked to the producers. It was a bad time to be coming in. What I wanted to do, I was acting on some information that I had a routine. Okay, so here's the thing that I had, and if you steal this, I know where you got it from. All right, so I had found all of the celebrity judges' signatures. They were all online from memorabilia or whatever. I found all of their signatures, and then I had printed them all very well on playing cards, and I was going to do a 4-ace trick where their cards, their signed cards, appeared in this throughout this trick. So I was able to get there's basically duplicates of their signatures because they're celebrities. I was going to use that, and then I had it on good authority. Somebody else who had performed on the program or had a in with the producers of AGT tell me that they were really trying to stay away from people doing card tricks because the year previous Matt Franco had won, and they were all kind of burnt out on card tricks. And I actually got a similar note from the show bookers for TAOM. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this card trick, even though I think it's killer, and I put a lot of time into making it good. But now I'm going to have to change directions, and so I went with a silverware bend, and that did not play as well, and I did not think it would play as well, and it didn't. So I didn't get very far that year. There's talk about maybe me trying to do Penn and Teller's Fool Us. I had a cameo on that program, but I'd like to try to actually be on the program in full and not just in a uncredited bumper. That'd be cool. So I'm going to try to work on getting in touch with the producers for that. I did have a pretty big spot in a show called Masters of Illusion, where I'm interacting with my friend Trig, who I will be doing an interview with on this channel soon. He's a fantastic corporate and cruise ship magician. He's absolutely incredible, and he's an animal. I don't know how he has the energy to do everything he does, but he asked me to help him out with this routine that he was working on. He was going to be going to do Masters of Illusion, and would I help him out with the routine? I said, absolutely. So him and I filmed a bunch of stuff and worked on a bunch of things and kind of problem solved and then he packed up everything that we worked on and went on an airplane and then filmed it. And I'm in that video back and forth, and I'll I'll set up a Sunny D on the table, and then he'll reach through the screen and pull out the Sunny D, and then open it up and then pour it into my glass, and then I drink it through the screen back at him. And it was really cool. You can find it online. If you look up Trig Watson Masters of Illusion, you can see that video. And it was fun. It was an interesting experience for sure. Maybe do more. Really, the only reason I would go on any of those programs would just be to honestly to get the publicity to raise my rates. That's all I would do with it. I don't have any hopes of winning ADT or any of those other contest programs like Penn and Teller or anything like that. I don't have any real interest in. I mean, it would be fun to fool Penn and Teller. Yeah, sure. Who wouldn't want that? Pat on the back or whatever. But if I went on the program, it wouldn't necessarily be for that. It would be just to share some fun magic with people and say I did it. So that would be about the extent of that. Let's see, what else? What other questions do we have? Burn Guru says, your content is awesome. Well, thank you. I work very hard on it. I'm glad you enjoy it. But of course, your comments, your suggestions, sit in a room and think that I can, invent whatever it is that you guys want to talk about or learn about. But it's so much easier and so much more on point if you can then I go, great, I don't have to guess. I'll know exactly what you guys want to see, and then I'll make that. So please leave your comments, questions. Join us over on the Facebook social media thing. We got the Magic Minute Facebook page. The Magic Minute, it's facebook.com/The Magic Minute Official. Join me on all the social media platforms. Some of them I'm trying to get better at using all of them, but do that. Look at the community page. I look at that stuff all the time. Constantly. You can ask the people here. There's a lot of people in this live stream right now who are on the Magic Minute Facebook, and don't I interact, and don't I aren't I on there a lot? There's a lot of extra stuff you don't get to see just here on the YouTube channel. There's a lot of stuff that exists elsewhere that you can't get anywhere else. So go over there and let's keep talking offline. I'm only on YouTube Thursdays and Fridays, really. So what else do we have? Roth says, thank you, Roth. Thank you. And I think those arrows are questions, like, hey, same question. I think that's what that means. Maybe I need to learn the live stream lingo. You guys keep saying, you guys, okay, yeah, I just answered my own question. Justin says, you guys keep saying things for me. I think that's what that face is, the XD. Yeah, so great, awesome, perfect. I think I just figured it out. Corey Cranville says, how did you select the tricks for the Scam Nation episodes? That is a great question. Thank you very much. So I have to, this everything I'm saying will also apply to whenever you're selecting magic for your own audiences. You have to take in mind who your audience is. You cannot prepare a show without knowing who's going to watch that show, because it is very different depending on who the audience is. Like here on my channel, I tend to take on more of a mentor role, and I'm okay with going a little bit more long form and explaining the reasons why you would do a thing, or really exploring the philosophical questions. Where on Scam Nation, the audience has the expectation of, I'm going to spend 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to learn something really powerful that I can go out and fool with my friends, and I'll get a free beer. So, setting up that context is really important, and understanding what the audience is expecting is very important. So when I'm choosing material, I'm thinking about things, what's not going to take a huge investment in time as far as sleight of hand is concerned. This has got to be stuff that you can, give it about the old college try, and in about 2-3 tries, you can get most of the stuff and then be confident enough to go perform it. Whereas I'm not showing anything very knuckle busting, because this is stuff like, hey, not only are they expecting some really good short form, powerful magic tricks that they can do without too much difficulty or memory or dexterity, but they also got to do it well. Presumably, they're drinking, so you don't want anything that has too many steps or is too complicated or requires too much dexterity. So that's one of the things I choose. I think, okay, well, what's stuff that will fit that criteria? What will appeal to that audience? And then I'm also thinking about stuff that has not appeared on Scam Nation before, or has not for a long time, or not in the version that I do that I maybe have an improvement upon. So that, coupled with also talks with Mike Lamar, who expressed some interest in those videos or that information, kind of getting to the forefront again. All the things kind of really led to my decisions on what I wanted to choose. There's a lot of really good material in the Easy to Master Card Miracles series. And I think they're up to like 9 or 10 volumes or something like that. And every single effect in there is gold. And that's just a testament to Michael Lamar's genius. Everything is great. And it was honestly, the hard work was done for me. I was able to go to cherry pick a fantastic list of effects that Mike had put together, 20 years previously, and then just choose ones that I thought would fit that audience the best. That's in a nutshell how I did that. Thank you for asking, Corey. Justin says, "Oh, before I forget, thank you so much for the logo. I don't know how to thank you enough. I'm not sure what, but if you need anything, let me know." So if you guys don't know what Justin is talking about, I ran a little thing on my last live stream where I said, "Hey, look, guys, the first person to create a logo, Magic Minute logo, I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel for." I was originally going to do a day, and then I ended up leaving it for a week, and I left it up, and actually a week and a day longer, because I thought that Justin would get a kick out of seeing the logo that he created for my subscribe button showing up on Scam Nation's video, at least for today. So yeah, hey, thank you for making that. It was really awesome. I'm going to be doing something like that soon. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just randomly give away a magic thing. In fact, you know what I'm going to do is they're in the other room. I'll tell you what, I'm going to choose a random comment. I'm going to give away something, maybe a DVD or a book or something. So it'll be something good. Okay. Burn Guru says, "Which would you say I should buy between Venom and Tarantula 2? No, Burn, that's a difficult question because I'm not you. They are both very good. They are both very good, solid ITRs, invisible thread reels. I've heard more about Tarantula 2 than I have about Venom, but from what I understand, Tarantula 2 is a battery-powered system where Venom is not. It's a spring or a last-based system. So if you don't want to run out of batteries in the middle of performance, maybe Venom. If you don't care about that, and there are some, they really allow you to do different things. I think they're both really good. I've heard more good things about Tarantula 2. Especially, I think that the Tarantula 2 has the rechargeable battery, which is really nice. I have the Tarantula 1, and that thing uses button cell batteries, and man, it is a chore and a half. When it works, it's great. It's I think it's mostly just user error, what they call picnic error, an ID10T error. It spells idiot, ID10T. I think it's on my end. But I hesitate to recommend one to you because I think they're both good, and they're good for different things. You can do different types of effects or invisible thread effects with both. They each have their own strengths and weaknesses. So you're gonna have to weigh in on where you're going to be using it, and if the battery thing freaks you out or not. But as far as I understand, they are both well reviewed and very good, and I don't think you could go wrong with either. Don says, "So when you are in TV, you are in more demand." Yeah, or at least you can say, hey, has appeared on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, and then you can charge a lot more. Yeah, that's why people do those shows. That's because they can then use that as in their own marketing. You become an instant celebrity in that case. Honestly, it's not very much different from people who are finding out about me and my channel through Scam Nation, by being able to use myself to a larger audience, but to be seen in front of a larger audience and have people find out in your local area or whatever. But being on television will give you a much broader reach. You can reach a lot more people with the same amount of effort. So yeah, it really helps being on Scam Nation, being on a TV show, doing your local news. Those are all great things to do to help increase the awareness, because if people don't know you exist, they can't hire you. So there it is. Hey, you made it. I see it. Yeah. All right, brother. Yeah. It is here. It, the evil clown. I'm fine. Don Magic for Kids. Oh, I just read that. Don says, you know why you are important to me and the rest of us on here. Yeah, so you guys, I have to tell you, Don messaged me. He sent me an email, and it was very, I won't reveal any details in case you're uncomfortable about it, but he sent me a very heartfelt and wonderful email, and I have yet to respond in any real appreciable way. Don, it was beautiful. It meant a whole lot to me, and it's something I printed off and I have on the wall in my office to keep me motivated. So thank you very much. I'm glad that that my efforts are for something, and that people care. It's so hard to know whether your efforts are appreciated, and that's. I don't want to go into a solipsistic argument, but you never know. You never know what other people think and why they're there, and you hope that they're there for good reasons and that they're not all just sitting there pointing and laughing at you on the other side of the screen. But you don't know. So emails like that really help me understand that what I'm doing is important to people and that I should keep doing it. So thank you. Thank you, Don. I went to, it says, I went to a public library, or probably to the public library for magic and pop-up books. Yeah. Well, who doesn't love a pop-up book? My son's 2.5. He's got some of the coolest pop-up books I've ever seen. He's got this Peter Pan pop-up book that I think my mother-in-law gave him. It is solidly cool. Why does he get that? I want that. It's really cool. It's got all these moving parts and doors and layers that open, and you open up one page, it's like a pirate ship pops out. It's pretty freaking awesome. Justin says, for me, as he said, mentor, he has been such a blessing for me. Yeah, thank you. It's hard to not get emotional about that, just think I'm just some kind of, to me, and I think to everyone, they're just them, right? And so it's very humbling. It's very humbling. So thank you. I'm glad that you find what I do valuable and of help to you, and I am glad you are here. Thank you. Good luck to the other contestants. Justin, I appreciate you, man. I think if I'm reading that right, thank you. I am not the world's greatest magician. I'm not even probably in the top 500. But what I do know is I do know how to carve out a living with it. I do know what works, what doesn't, and how not to suck. So I know that much. I don't know. There are people out there run circles around me. There's always a bigger fish, as Qui-Gon Jinn would say. Always a bigger fish. What you don't know is I have a very particular set of skills. I got to do my Liam Neeson voice. Yeah. Okay, Justin says, I guess I'll go ahead and ask my question before more viewers hop on. Well, ask away, sir. And then it says, how about that plate behind you? That would be a great giveaway. I can't give away stuff that's not mine. That's my wife's. What would I have used for a plate? Look, it's levitating above my hand. Incredible. How does it perform this miracle of, oh crap. Yeah, those are my wife's. I don't have any need for blue decorative plate. If you have a plate, my opinion is that you should eat off of it. But those are not plates for eating. Apparently, I don't know. They call me a simple man, but yeah, those are for decoration only. But they're cool plates. Then check it over here. This is my collection of classic works by the likes of Lewis Carroll and a lot of classic American speeches. The Constitution of the United States of America. And classic American short stories. That's the leather-bound books here. Also, if you guys don't know this, Lewis Carroll is freaking awesome. He did a lot of really great riddles. Like half the book here, this is collected work. Everybody knows like Alice in Wonderland, but what they don't know is that he wrote riddles all day. Like this thing's a freaking tome. And in fact, I'm gonna grab it. Okay, so this is the collected works of Lewis Carroll. Everything you ever wrote. Holy God, dude, look at that. Look at that. Look at that chunk. Look at that. This book is an absolute unit. And you know what? Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass probably take up that much. That's hyperbole, but it's mostly riddles. And also, he was also a mathematician and did a lot of really cool math stuff. So you should definitely look at it. If you're not familiar with the works of Lewis Carroll. Now, you don't have to go out and buy a big fancy book like me either. You can actually go to Project Gutenberg. Don't I love public domain books? Don't you know all about those and all of the content on this channel coming from the public domain? But you can just go to Project Gutenberg and get all of that in a PDF. And it's a lot lighter. You can carry it with you and you can read it on your phone. There's still something to be said for books. The books are great, but so are digital files. Let's go ahead and look through my comments here because I've got a lot that I need to catch up with. Let's see. An ID10T error. Yeah, you get the computer joke. Yeah, ID10T. I learned that whenever I used to work with. I used to work at my last real job, which was I worked in shipping. I was a shipping manager, if you believe it or not. And this was 12, 13, 14 years ago. But I worked very close to these tech guys. They worked in the other room. And they were always telling these jokes about picnic errors or ID10T errors. And picnic errors means problem in share, not in computer. Or ID10T errors, which is idiot. So, yeah, I got to hear a lot of those. They were always fun. Let me catch up with what everybody else is saying. Justin says, I'm creating a trick that needs justification for having both the spectator's phone and phone case separate in my hands. Yeah, that's a good question. Without seeing the whole routine in context, I really can't say, but I'd like to help workshop that with you. That might be a good question over for the Facebook group, the Facebook Magic, or Facebook.com, not the Facebook. What am I, Justin Timberlake? No, it's Facebook.com/The Magic Minute Official. And that would be a good place to workshop that. And you know what? I'm far from the only person who has a brain and thoughts and opinions. So it's really good to be able to workshop those things together and help each other out. So, I can only do so much of it. You guys all can help each other too. So go over there. And if Justin posts a video or something and talking about it, we can all use our brains together. We're all going to come up with something better by working together. Justin says, if you're here from Scam Nation, let us know. In fact, I would love that. That's a fabulous suggestion. Justin's great. He's he always keep me on my toes. If you are here from Scam Nation, I want to know. Thank you for being here. Let me say that. I'm very grateful you're here, and I'm glad you're checking this channel out. It is really, really cool that you've decided to make the jump all the way from Scam Nation over to watching me and my bald head. I hope that you found that video entertaining. You guys may have seen me on a couple of other Scam Nation episodes back in the summertime. And we have about, like, I think 3 or 4 more in the roster right now to be coming out in the coming weeks. And then I'm trying to strengthen my relationship with Scam Nation and do more things with them. So if you like it and you like me and you want to see more of the kind of stuff that I bring, please leave comments at Scam Nation or get in touch with that team. Your feedback would be fabulous. It would really help them. And I don't know if they're going the right way, and also, make me feel good. So, that would. You have to ask me when I don't have my stuff. Normally, I would just show you. I do a card to pocket that I haven't seen anyone do like before. As far as I understand, and as far as I know, I am the only person who does the card to pocket this way, and it is really cool and really powerful and really hard hitting. And I love it. And for which reasons I probably won't show it, or if I do, I'll probably make a really special dedicated video to it because it's my baby. Let's see. Reading your comments. Oh boy. You know what's funny about YouTube is whenever I'm going through these comments, they keep jumping around till after the fold. That means that just tells me I gotta keep up faster. Says it's because you're giving back to the Magic community. Well, I've taken so much from it. It only seems fair to give back. I have had so many wonderful mentors of my own. I'm going to name them here. David Hyra, big time. If he ever sees this, David, you have been such an influence on my life and my career, and much I value our friendship and the wise advice and mentorship you've given me. It's been amazing. Diamond Jim Tyler, mostly because he's got the best dad jokes. He's not a dad, but he's got the best dad jokes. Here's a question. What do you call a guy who's not a dad but makes dad jokes? A faux pas. Yeah. Let's see. I gotta keep up with you guys. You guys are going way faster than me. You're in my top 5. Well, hey, top 5. I'll take the top 5, even if I'm 5, even if from the 5th. I connect with my viewers. I try really hard. I know that if I keep growing, it's going to be more and more and more difficult for me to interact with you guys on the level that I am now, and that makes me sad. That's why I'm trying to find more and more ways to like filter down the guys who are like really intense and about the channel and really believe in what I'm doing here, and then keep them, engaged and have more time with them. That's why one of the reasons I started the Facebook page. I think what's going to end up happening is we're probably going to end up moving towards. Excuse me. Well, I'm gonna hold off on saying that. We'll get to that in a minute. Let me catch up with you guys. Don't let me forget about the other thing though, because I want to ask you guys' opinions on that. Darian, thank you for your question. I see here you say, "What are your thoughts on dice magic?" It's awesome. Dice magic is awesome. Now I have to be honest. I don't know a whole lot. There's a routine I want to learn where you do like this kind of thing with the dice in between your fingers, and they keep changing. It looks incredible. Dice like you get in a casino, and man, I got to just pick up some of those. Dice magic is great. Anytime you can do magic with stuff that you have around is really good. I like card magic because it's so much entertainment in such a small package. But the thing is the more magic you learn with all the stuff around you, the more like a magician you become, because then you don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't bring my cards. Oh, I didn't bring my my silver dollars. Oh, I didn't bring my. When you can borrow stuff in your environment and say, hey, why don't you show me? Can you hand me that rubber band there? Great, boom, boom. I need $1. Let's get $1 together. You start doing these things. You're not. You're doing it with borrowed stuff, so it's not like from a magic shop. And then you're also able to just walk anywhere, and you don't have to worry about. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Whenever you have, it's all up in your head, and you are versatile, and you can do magic anywhere. You're a magician. You're a magician at that point, because then you can perform magic anywhere. It's not under special conditions or something. You're really a magician at that point. You know, I did as a bold thing, because I was a dumb kid who wanted to prove something to himself. I did an entire gig with stuff I borrowed in the environment. Like I walked in, like just, you know, the shirt on my back, and did the gig and borrowed everything, and was well liked and invited back. That's a very bold, crazy thing to do. Could have backfired, could have been really dumb, but I was confident enough in my ability to rely on my knowledge to get me through it and to do it. And it worked. It was great. It was fabulous. And it's a good challenge to have. Put down the cards, put down the trick, whatever, and then just go do magic with nothing. Ooh, scary, right? When you think about that, maybe the blanket's a little bit like or the playing cards are kind of like a security blanket. And maybe you should try to see what you can do without them. That's why I like mentalism. Mentalism, or very propolis mentalism, is great, because there's so little in the way between you and your audience. You know, I think it was, God, what was his name? I think it was Keller. I think Keller used to say that every time you added a prop to your show, your price went down. And the idea behind that was, he was a mentalist as well as a magician, but he said every time you had to add a prop to read somebody's mind, it didn't look like a real mind reading. Right? Every time you add a prop to your show, the price goes down. So think about that. Knowledge is power. Let's see. Tell your wife I said good luck. Thank you. Yeah, we're having a kid pretty soon. I don't know if you knew that. Another one. Ross says, good night, everybody. I hate to cut it short, but I've got a massive headache, so I'm going to turn in for the night. Hey, man, I hope you feel better. Sorry if you already left and you didn't see this, but hopefully you'll catch this, you know, whenever the recording goes live after it's uploaded. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you feel better. And thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you being here, Roth. It is information technology. It is a play on words. I'm a computer guy, computer science major. Woo! Yeah, I considered a career in computer science. A lot of my family is in fields related to computers or network security, and what they talk about is fascinating. But I can be nothing but a dilettante in any of those conversations. Just don't know enough about it. Corey says, I'm here from Scam Nation. Corey, thanks for being here, brother. Justin tried to link my Facebook. He got blocked for being a URL. That's cool, man. I'll leave a link in the description of this video if you guys want to check it out, or it's posted all over the place. It's the Facebook, or it's facebook.com/The Magic Minute Official. No special wording or character separations or underscores or anything, just how it sounds. And please go join me over there, because you get all kinds of extra stuff. Just says, welcome to the Magic Minute, where Alan takes tricks and turns them into real magic. See, yeah, so I hope that tagline makes sense, and that it's starting to come out why I chose that. It wasn't by accident. It was after much deliberation. Do I have any? Okay, I'm going to answer these out of order. It is asking me, do you have any more impromptu tricks on VHS? Could you please elaborate? Do you mean my my magic series, my How to Become a Magician series, where I visit myself 20 years in the past. Is that what you're talking about, or something else? Please clarify for me. I'd be happy to answer your question. Justin says, don't forget to ask our opinion on something, saying to remind me to remind you. Yeah, I'm going to hold off still, but if I remember, I'll ask in a little bit. Don says, have you had little kids come up to you and ask you to teach them a trick or want to show you a trick? Yeah, also adults. It's you know, I still perform for kids when they're around, but it's not my sole focus. Excuse me, it's not my sole focus anymore. You know, if I do like a company picnic or something, yeah, there'll be kids there with their families. I still do the occasional kid's birthday party because they're fun. Yeah, you know, sometimes you get those kids who are really into magic and they know a thing, or I'm waiting for it's going to freak me out, but I'm going to, at some point, I'm going to have some kid who goes, oh, you're Ellen from the Magic Minute. I've already had that happen with some adults who saw me either on Scam Nation or on the Magic Minute. But, you know, whenever a kid comes up to me, it's going to freak me out and, you know, be a total loop. It says where you were taking props from people, it did not BYOP. Don't know what BYOP means. I don't know what that means. I want to answer your question, but I'm not sure I understand. Sorry, my friend. Yeah, impromptu tricks. Do you have any more impromptu tricks in VHS? Was it a video that I did that you're referring to, or is this something else? I need a little help, brother. Bring your own props. Well, you know, hey, I have you're more clever than I am. I guess I wouldn't have thought. Bring your own props. It makes sense. Yeah, well, you know, hey, it's if you're asking about other videos that I'm going to do on that topic, then yeah, I've got a lot in the pipeline. As far as VHS tapes, I don't have many VHS tapes laying around anymore. I still have that one that you guys saw. I have a couple of Easy to Master card and coin miracle series, and just like 2 or 3 other VHS tapes. I have a David Roth coin trick, or David Roth Encyclopedia of Coin Magic VHS set somewhere too, but not many VHSs left anymore. I don't even have many DVDs anymore. I've gone almost completely streaming and digital for everything. So if you guys are coming here from Scam Nation, I want to check in with you. Please let me know if you're here from there, and I would love to answer any questions you have about the show. Some things I wanted to talk about on it. I mean, I have a bunch of information, or information. Technically, it is, but I have a lot of photos and videos and other stuff that I've taken from my trip to Scam Nation. Time that I spent at the compound, hanging out with the people, some updates I've given from the road, that kind of stuff. And I'm planning on putting that into a video if you guys want to see it. And it'd be a little bit late. I wish I would have had more time when I got back, and then just did it before we got. So now it's starting to go way beyond the time where it's relevant. I think that's why I haven't released much of it. But maybe I'll post some of that stuff on the Facebook Magic Minute official page. That way you guys can check it out if you want to, and I don't have to worry about trying to create some kind of cohesive video out of it. Asking people for things to do tricks with. If you have any more on video. Not a lot yet. For my channel, not a lot yet. I've done a lot. I've done some coin magic and done some magic thumb tips, but not a lot of other stuff yet. I have heard though that people were asking about other types of magic, and I would certainly love to serve an underserved part of the community. I found that through my keyword research that hardly anybody's talking about anything but card magic, and so My video for next week is actually going to be on rubber band magic. You guys heard it here first. I'm doing a rubber band magic tutorial. And I'm just trying to do the final research to see if it's okay to teach okay. But I want to make doubly sure. So I'm having to do a little bit of research to check that out. I'm sure if somebody slaps me with, "Hey, you can't teach that you're in the error," or this is whatever, I want to be able to make sure I can go, no, that's actually first published here in XYZ, and it's totally cool. But one of the things I don't know the name for, I learned it from a guy at a fair. Actually, that the fair that you guys saw in the 20-year video, if you caught it. If you haven't, check it out. It's the How to Become a Magician Part 1 and Part 2. Part 3 will be coming out before too long. But at that log cabin days, a guy showed me how to do a rubber band trick that I still use today. I'll never forget it. And that shows you how long ago that was and how everything kind of ties together. I don't know what it's called, and the guy didn't tell me what it's called. And if he did, I don't remember. And so it was very difficult. There are not a lot of books on rubber band magic. It's very difficult to find. I think I might try to like call up Dan Harlan and ask him. He seems to be the expert of rubber band magic. He can probably know. See if I can call him up and see if he knows. He can give me credit for that, or tell me where the credit belongs for that. Also, I'm going to be at TAOM. If you guys don't know about TAOM, it stands for Texas Association of Magicians. I'm going to be there over Labor Day weekend this year. I am performing in the Professional Close-Up Show. I'm a featured performer there, and I'm intending on hanging out there all 3 days or all 4 days to give a chance to get to meet fans, if you guys can make it out, which would be awesome, and also just hang out with my magic brethren, which I don't get to do very much anymore. So definitely come to that if you can. It would be amazing to get to meet you guys in person, and we could even maybe do like a live stream or like some kind of make some video out of it or something, or feature you guys on the channel in some way. If you show up, we can get some video going in some way or some fashion or something. Haven't thought it all through. Did I have an archaeologist help me to find? Yeah, no, right next to that pit over there that I'm about to fall into and turn into oil. I keep a stack of VHS tapes right above that oil pit. Does your better half get tired of you showing her a new effect? Yeah, I haven't shown her a new magic trick in 5 years, 4 years, 5 years. She's extremely supportive. She knows that what I do makes people happy. She seems to be cool with my career choice. But yeah, you can only show somebody pick a card so many times before they go, "Oh my god!" Like this is just like the smallest variation of like the same pick a card trick that it's different, right? It's different. So I don't show her a lot, but what's cool though is that every once in a while I'll get her with something. So she's not even expecting. I remember whenever her sister got married, I used to smoke. Don't smoke. Smoking's bad for you. It will put you in an early grave, and it won't be fun on your way there. But when I used to smoke, I had a book of matches, and I did the trick, and I'll teach it on this channel at some point. But what you do is you take a match, and you light it, you put it out, and then it reappears inside of the matchbook, still attached but burnt. She didn't even know I was getting into a trick or anything, and then I did it. She was like, "Wait, what?" And I remember feeling so good because I got her so bad. And yeah, so I live for those moments now where I can just totally melt her brain. I don't show her a lot of magic because then she would also get a better magic eye and it'd be harder to fool her. So I try to keep that stuff to myself. She likes watching me do magic for other people, though. She told me that she enjoys seeing the joy that I give other people. Justin says, I don't know. I know you don't do a lot of the extra stuff like sleights that are only to do for fun and not practical in any way. My question is, do you do any flourishes just to warm up your fingers and increase dexterity? Yeah, and honestly, I do I do some of the classic flourishes, and I do some false cuts, and I it's tough here. Let me address that briefly, because Di Vernon said that cards should be handled like a baby bird, firmly, but you don't want to crush it. He also said that it should look like um, you should look like you're elegant with a deck of cards, but not overly familiar. When you start doing all the juggling stuff, whenever you do a magic trick, then the idea is that if you were doing a lot of crazy sleight of hand dexterity stuff and then try to purport the next thing that you did as happening solely through magical means, ain't nobody gonna buy it. They're gonna, you want, maybe your character is your card shark, or card sharp, as I've heard it put. I prefer card shark, but card sharp, whatever. And maybe that's your thing. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe that's why you do it. Maybe you're okay with it being viewed as a skill-based thing as opposed to magic really transgressing. I don't know. I think that people are paying to see a show, and you got to give it to them. People's attention spans are shorter than ever. Instagram's the thing. You get pow, pow, pow. You got to give them a little bit something to hold their attention. It's just so short now. So I do a bit of flourish to keep people. My tricks is just through skill. I want it to be really mystical, but I don't know. That's a question you have to answer for yourself. As far as using it for dexterity, yeah, you got to be careful with that though, because repetitive motion injury is the thing. And I can't tell you how many magicians have carpal tunnel syndrome. There are some really great exercises you can do. This is one of them. Doing the itsy bitsy spider, but alternating your fingers as you go up. This up and down. This will help you with getting individual finger dexterity, stretches, like that. Doing that kind of stuff will help you with keeping your fingers limber and avoiding repetitive motion injury. Don Magic for Kids says, I always carry rubber bands on me. They're quick and easy to do. Rubber bands are awesome. Rubber bands are magic in their own right. They seem like they were custom built for magicians. They're amazing. And there's some incredible stuff you can do with them. I would wholeheartedly agree with you. You can just put them on your wrist and you can leave the house and you're good. I also use hair ties in all instances. Oh, older in age, or just is the number, or is how many parts are falling off your body? Because I don't. That's fine. I'm okay with people being older than me. That's great. You see when I smile though, I got these. See these wrinkle lines here? Look at this. I want to retire as Santa Claus. Look, I already got the bald thing in the beard. This has just got to turn white and add another 20 pounds like Santa Claus. With my red jacket, I got mistaken as like a young Santa Claus a lot during the holiday season. My red jacket. It says, I know that magic trick. Yeah, you do. It's a good one, and everybody should know it. Hey, Robert Akuma has appeared. Robert Akuma. What's going on, brother? Nice to see you. Thanks for being here, man. Just says, I've seen it before. I don't remember how to do it. That is a good effect. Justin says, yo, what up, Robert? Got my wife with a book test. Yeah, that's a good one. Which I will reveal it here if you can't, but I would be curious to see which book test you used. See, Robert, yeah, Robert says it loses the illusion and becomes a show of skill. Yeah, that's entirely true, but maybe that's what you want. We'll give you a prime example. There's a professional organization that I belong to that is a combination of vendors and meeting planners, and these are some of the people. And we'll get into this later on the channel probably in a little while, probably a long while. about where to find work and that kind of stuff, especially the kind of work that I do. And they're doing this giant worldwide conference. It's in a different city every year, in a different country every year. And this year it ends up being in my backyard, which is really cool. And I wanted to go, and I wanted to contribute, and I wanted to use it as a way to network and meet other people that can book me for things. And I said, hey, here's my skill set. Here's what I can do. Is there anything I can do to contribute to your conference? Not for pay, but just to be able to go in there for free, because it's an expensive conference. I donate my services. You give me a free ticket. And they asked me if I could be a card sharp for some kind of exhibit they have. And I said, absolutely, I can do that. So that's going to be nothing but a display of skill. And I'm working. So, it's known that I'm a magician, but that's what I'm going to do. And that's not about doing magic. Freaking skills. All my mad skills. The girls like the guys who have great skills. Girls like guys with great skills. Oh! Freaking caught it. No, I didn't. Know what you mean? You don't want to just, Justin says, I know what you mean. You don't want to have the spectator to think you have. I just meant for fun. Yeah, flourishing takes away from the main effect. Yeah, I can agree, but, I do agree. But that doesn't mean that I don't do a little bit. I think you got to suck people in. What's really great is you're trying to peacock. Yeah, what I mean by that is, like, you want a magician, would you like to see a trick? Maybe kind of want them to ask you, kind of doing that, playing that coy thing, or maybe you're a little shy, or you need to establish yourself in the room as who you are and what you're there to do. Doing some flourishing will get people to pay attention to you right quick. We're just walking around with a deck of cards in hand, maybe they won't even notice. It's a complicated issue, and I'd like to maybe explore this in a future video. Maybe we should do that. To Bringru, what's more important, the storytelling or the skill? Storytelling. Holy Lord. Well, hopefully that secret story, Perfect Royal Flush, gives you that exact. That's all magic is. That's how any. Think about this. Think about some crummy. Okay, let's do Salad Fingers. Anybody here know Salad Fingers? The web series, just creepy back. Salad Fingers is not very well drawn. It's not very pretty. But man, if it didn't have an effect on people, right? That was all story. Matt Pat over from Game Theory even did a whole video series on Salad Fingers, talking about putting pieces together and what the story was, and all the ideas that he had about that. His theory on the wasn't pretty, but dang it if it didn't get people shook up a bit. So just because maybe you don't have the skill doesn't, if you got the storytelling, you're gonna be totally fine. Let's see, what else we got? Shinlim developed carpal tunnel, Justin. What's more important, the storytelling skill? Think of Matt Franco. By the way, you do look sharp in your red jacket, vest, and tie. Do you wear that in all your gigs? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have. I do that because it pays respects to one of my mentors. It shows them. It shows him subtly that I'm listening to him and that I value him and that he's with me every day. There's a lot of wisdom in it, and there's also my way of paying respect to an absolute juggernaut. And yeah, I wear the red jacket every time, unless specifically requested not. If I need to dress in a certain costume or a certain type of attire that's more appropriate, but mostly it's the red jacket, almost always, but 90% of the time it's the red jacket. Burton Guru says, I was talking about that, and my friend was saying that skill is required or the storytelling has no effect. But I was saying that with a good storytelling, you can get away with any skill level. Vern, I'd have to side with you, man. I'd have to side with you 100% there. nobody cares that. I mean, you know, even come back with this example. Give him this example, Bern. Tell him, go look at a professional juggler. If a juggler just came out and just juggled the balls, it didn't say he walked out on stage, juggled 20 balls, and then walked off stage. It's incredible. It is far more difficult than any flourish that you know, any of these card guys can do, any cardists. But it's not going to resonate with the audience. It'll be like, wow, that was impressive. But there's going to be music. There's going to be the juggler is going to be talking and making jokes and going, oh, when I started, I did this. Whoop, whoop. No, he's still got to relate to the audience. You can if a juggler without any music just walked out silently on stage, juggled 20 balls, and then walked off stage, it'd be a little weird. Professional jugglers, show a video of Michael Motion. Show him a video of Michael Motion. There's plenty of videos of him on YouTube. Look at that performance. That's going to. I created In the Hands Triumph that has a few flourishy moves, but not overdone like D&D's Sybil Triumph. Well, I'd like to see that, Robert. Do you have that on your channel? Let me know. Hey guys, I'm gonna start winding down here to an end. I've got to get up early for another show, and so I've got to get some sleep. So I'm gonna wind it down here, and I'm gonna get through the rest of these comments, and then we're gonna call it a night, okay? So let me get through these, and then we're gonna sign off, all right? Have you ever presented a business card from blank to printed? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I used to do that a lot. I would do it and go, hey, look, well, let's just do it here. Let's say, be like, look, here's, I'm gonna have to stand up for this. Holy, ouch. Hope I don't unplug all my stuff while I'm doing this. I'm just wrapped up in cords here. Okay, so I go, hey, look, see this this card here? Look, if I just put it in my hand like this, and I type, it comes out printed, and I would do that with a business card, and it would just be blank on both sides instead of printed on both sides. Or you could do, hey, let's go ahead and get the machine started, right? We'll just take we'll take this, we'll do, oh, nope, nope, oh, yeah. Oh, got to replace all the parts here. Okay, all right, and, oh, okay. And then I would take the card, and then, look, now it should go ahead and print. So, yeah, I used to do that all the time. In fact, I did that so much that finger snapping joke, that's actually, I saw Diamond Jim do that for the first time. Stole that from him. But, including the robotic thing, but he does this hand crunching thing that we can paper flex his fingers. I can't do that, so I just do this version. Somebody's phone's going off. Not mine though. But yeah, so I used to do that a lot, and I would do that to print off the card. Justin says I learned a way to, but haven't performed it to a spectator. Sounds awesome, Robert. Man says it's not just the trick; it's the journey you take them on. I think I heard Robert Bax say that. That sounds about right. Justin says I'm trying to create a trick. I'll put it on Facebook page later this week. I'll need your help. Need your brains. Facebook. Ditto Don. Greetings. Greetings, Jordan. You're catching me towards the end, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for showing up. I'm sorry that we're going opposite ways. We'll catch up soon, though, my friend. Justin says, reminding you that there was something you wanted to ask my opinion about. The stream is probably coming to an end. Thank you for reminding me. Yo, Jordan. I can juggle bells and even bounce them from the floor. My only problem is that once they hit the floor, I cannot catch them. You know, I can juggle balls, but I just got thrown them up in the airport. I'm just teasing you, man. I love it. I don't know where you guys are getting these emoji, but they're freaking funny, and I love them. All these crazy faces. That's the trick I learned for the business card. I was not expecting that. Have a good night and wow them tomorrow. Thanks for an awesome live. I think I would check out your show if you were ever closer. Yeah, man. Well, my journey's taking me around everywhere, so maybe I'll have a chance. Of course, if I do anything, any traveling stuff that's open to the public, I will announce that. I don't tend to do a lot of traveling shows, most of them that are open to the public anyway. I don't do show tours or anything like that, like a band or something. They're just not for me. It takes away from home too long, and I don't want to do that. Before I sign off today, guys, I just want to get a barometer from you. This is something that I feel really awkward and uncomfortable talking about. But I wanted to ask you, how do I put it? If I'm not that I'm doing it yet, not that I'm even doing it anytime soon, but I want to see how you all felt about it. But I was curious to see how you guys might respond to my starting a Patreon, and I have two feelings about Patreon. I think that it's a fabulous way to support people you like and you enjoy their content, but I also think that they could be taken too far and be too much like just bugging people for money, and I don't want it to be that. My fear is that there's plenty of YouTubers that do it, and I think that's a normal thing and not an unexpected thing for YouTubers to do. But my thing, and I was talking with Roth Games about this earlier today, was that I didn't feel like I had given enough value yet to make that ask. And so I don't want to go, hey, here's a shiny thing, now give me money. Like, I don't want to do that. But the only way I'm going to continue to grow this channel is with monetary support. I have pretty much hyperextended myself as much as I can with what I can buy for this channel. Like this light here, the camera I'm talking on, this Blue Yeti microphone, the computer that I'm talking on, like all this stuff. All this costs money to make it look easy, but I do need financial help if I'm going to help upgrade any of my stuff and keep bringing you guys better and richer and deeper content. It also allows me to have to take less gigs so that I can have more time shooting and editing video, because this is a huge amount of work. YouTube is a second job. You see I'm still in my outfit. As soon as I got home at about 10:53. Okay, 10:53, and I went on live at 11 o'clock, which means I had about 7 minutes from when I got home to do this live stream. So it's a lot of work, and I don't mind doing it. I love doing it, but reality is reality. I don't have an infinite amount of time or resources. So if you guys are open to the idea, I'd be interested to hear what kinds of rewards you might like for Patreon as well. I've thought about things like releasing videos a day early, so my Patreon subscribers get to watch the video a day early. One-on-one training sessions or coaching sessions, or private live streams, that kind of stuff. So I'd like to see what you guys might be interested into, and if you're even open to the idea of me starting a Patreon and contributing to that yet. And so it's an uncomfortable topic for me. I haven't got myself around it yet, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. Got to test the waters on that. New Diamond Jim and Brian Brushwood on tour. That'd be cool. That would be really cool. I would love to do that. That would be one for the ages, man. Brian, used to tour on a tour bus, going to colleges all around. None of us are strangers to traveling. It would be really, really fun. A little bit harder because Brian and I have families. Be a little tougher to have us go out for any long period of time. I think part of the reason Brian has this channel and loves it so much because he doesn't have to travel as much as he did for the colleges. But hey, do a limited run. That'd be cool. Do the Scam Nation tour. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun. Just as I heard a lot of YouTubers start a Patreon but left it for different reasons. I would do exclusive content be taken away from non-paying supporters, or what would the paying supporters get? Cons won't. That's a good question. That's part of what I wanted your input for. If it's something you're interested in, you know, I'd like to see maybe you guys have an idea of what kinds of stuff you want. I don't think I would take away anything. I think, you know, what you guys have been getting so far would be the baseline, and then anything else would be extra. That would be kind of how I'd want to do that. I don't want to take away. I don't want to take away anything, but to give guys extra value for being Patreon supporters, maybe more behind the scenes stuff or exclusive content that you won't be able to get anywhere else. Yeah, but I want to start hearing some of that information. What you guys would like to see, what kinds of things you're curious about, or would like that you don't have right now, that maybe you would feel it was worth the money. Jace think he does it. Jordan says, I'm thinking they would gain more as a paying member. Yeah, I think they would gain more. I wouldn't take anything away. Michael Doyle, I'm opening a brewery in Vegas. If you're ever in town and want to perform, I'd love to invite you in. Well, thank you, Mr. Doyle. I would love to do that. Please, I implore you, after this closes out and everything, I won't have any way to contact you. Please get in touch with me through the facebook.com/The Magic Minute official. And then I'd love to not only have you as a member on there and a part of the community, but also to be able to continue our conversation there, or at least have comments. Jim has to bring his vet. Which one? You know, it depends on the day of the week, or which way the wind's blowing. But Jim's has gone through so many different Corvettes. He just gets an itch and gets another one. I love that man, but I'm giving him a hard time. He has a lot of Corvettes, or has had a lot of Corvettes. I know of the guy that started Patreon. Jack from Pomplamoose started the Patreon website. Now we're together. Not the girl who sang on there. I can't remember her name off the hand, but I always thought she was really cute and very talented. You know, but I wouldn't think that now as a married man. I have blinders on. I don't see that anymore. But that lady from Pomplamoose did like a collaboration with another lady where they did no. Yeah, they did. It was the the Kings of Leon, Holy Roller Novocaine. If you guys haven't seen this, let me give you a gift right now. Go look up the Pomplamoose version of Holy Roller Novocaine by Kings of Leon. It is the coolest thing you will see tonight. And that includes this live stream. Go see it. It's amazing. It's stuck in my head forever now. Thank you, Michael. I saw your message there. It would be wonderful to talk with you there. Thank you, sir. I like the idea you need to get money somehow. Would it be a tier system or just a single set price? You know, I don't know. I don't know how I would do that yet. I've looked at Patreon a little bit. I've been afraid to do too much because I don't like being there with my hand out. You know, the way I have to look at it is I'm PBS. I'm public broadcast station. You know, they go, hey, this has been this episode was brought to you by a generous donation from the Arbor Foundation and by viewers like you. And I never used to understand that, and now I do. The sponsorships are the large generous foundation, or you know, and then supported also by viewers like you. Hopefully, you know, I won't look at Jerry Lewis on with the MDMA fundraiser, but you know, well, I don't even know if Jerry Lewis is with us anymore, honestly. But you know, I'll try to do you know, give you guys stuff you want. I want your input on that, what you'd like to see, what you'd like to have, maybe some exclusive one-on-one time or something, or coaching sessions or something. Give you guys like, you know, like a 10-minute session each for you know, per month or something like that. I don't know. I have to think about it. You can add your trick review feedback for Patreon members. You know, that's something I thought about too, because you know, as I'm getting busier and the channel is growing, it's going to be harder and harder for me to spend individual time with members. maybe what we do is, if you want that extra specialized attention, or you want me to look at your trick or your performance or whatever, and give it an honest critique, and give you some ideas of places where you might be able to improve, that might be something extra you get as a Patreon member. So you get that extra specialized attention, and maybe that's you know, a video response, or maybe that's actually like maybe jumping on a Skype call or something like that and doing that, and then going through it and kind of powwowing it out. Vegas road trip. Don, I'm reading it. That sounds fun. Dustin says maybe videographer tips or something. I'll do some thinking and spew them back at you. Yeah, I don't know if I'm the person. If you want to get ideas on being a videographer, I'd encourage you to go watch another famous YouTube magician who moonlights. And I'm kidding. I'm saying this so tongue-in-cheek. Moonlights as a photographer. Peter McKinnon. Peter is fabulous to watch guy. I love him. He's a bucket list collaborator. He's somebody I would really love to work with and get to meet. I love his energy, and I think that him and I would have a lot to talk about. So love to do a collaboration with Peter McKinnon. But he's probably a better choice for videography. I am a humble student in that regard. They are together. I think her name is Natalie Dawn. Dade, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Dade, legendary. Oh, I'm gonna so butcher your name. I'm so sorry. Dade, we'll call you Dade, unless you correct me. I think her name is Natalie Dawn, and I believe you are right. Jack and Natalie are married now. Yep, they are amazing. Justin, we are talking in the $4,000 to $10,000 dollar range. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't even know where to price it. I have to price it somewhere where everybody was comfortable doing it. I mean, you know, it would have to be worth doing, but it would also have to be not too much, not too little. But no, I'm not thinking $1,500 range. I'm thinking much more reasonable than that, or maybe a tiered system where, depending on how much level of engagement you want or need, or things you'd like to have, we can talk about different ways of doing it. Jordan says, do a real-world review of a popular purchased effect that includes a hidden camera view of you performing it live and what you might do different. Oh, Jordan, that's a fabulous idea. That's a fabulous idea. Thank you for your suggestion. It says, I watched a video from this page talking about a Patreon site he created to help artists get paid. Yeah, no kidding. It will. I think I have an idea. He's very smart. They're legendary. Thank you, for the translation there. Okay, guys. Well, I love you all, but I have got to get to bed. I've got to be up at 7 a.m. My time, which is in 6 hours 20 minutes, so I can be ready to do my show tomorrow. I have got to go to bed. I'm so glad I got to spend so much time with you guys today. It was really cool. I'm glad we made pretty close to the 11 o'clock time frame. I wish it would have been 10, but work is work. Thank you for your thoughts on the Patreon thing. Thank you for keeping your minds open about that as well. I would love for us to continue the conversation on the facebook.com/The Magic Minute official fan page. Learn more about what kinds of things you guys might like to have as a reward system for a Patreon contribution. Thank you all so very much. I have got to go. I will see you Thursday. I'll see you Thursday. You all have a nice evening, okay? Peace and long life.